but yeah, let's focus on guardrails. So the removal of guardrails that just came into play actually, right? So yeah, Mick, you want to take that one?
Sure. I mean, I think my take is relatively straightforward, simple, maybe. But I've always thought guardrails and Tukey were kind of belt and suspenders. Reality is, for you to make any kind of significant, more than 5 point move on a measure while Tukey's in place, there has to be just a fundamental shift in the market. You have to see a ton of plans making real moves. So I think kind of Tukey at its core, the whole reason that it exists um, will fundamentally kind of takes care of the need of guardrails. But I guess we'll see. But to me, it just seems like a belt and suspenders approach right now. But
So
what do you guys think?
you think they'll be removed for measurement year 2025?
I don't know if I think they will or they won't, but I will say if they are or if they don't, I don't think it's going to have much of an impact either way.
That is not the right answer. You're not playing the game right. It's okay though. No.
Thanks, man.
But yeah,
Show me
you
how to
think
play the game, Rex.
they're unneeded and they're gonna go away right at some point. You're saying, yeah,
I
because
think.
of Tukey. Yeah,
Yeah.
Melissa, what do you think?
You guys are probably right. I will tell you what I wish were the case. I wish CMS would leave the guardrails in because, Rex, you and I have both been star leaders of a plan. It's really hard to plan a strategy when you have no idea what the upper and lower limits are. I think you were in a nonprofit plan. I happened to be in a national for-profit plan when we were doing our star leader work. When CMS pulled out the predetermined 4-star threshold in the mid 2010s, it was like 2014, 15, 16 when they pulled those out, it really took away at least one little bit of certainty that we had to play with. If you're running a large corporate organization, it's really hard to operate without knowing at least an upper and lower risk factor limit on 5% of your revenue. So you guys well may be right, but I wish they would leave those guardrails in just to help those plans that really know they have to have the 5%. Then they know exactly how high they have to strive to guarantee they can get to 5 because those guardrails just help out a little bit. So man, that would be hard for that's tough. All of our friends who are out trying to run STARS programs and run MA plans just need a little bit of a gift. That'd be a nice gift of a bone to throw them.
And that's definitely the way they were intended, right? To create that predictability and to give some more confidence around how much the cut points might move. I think I know in the final rule, CMS said, I think they said, Mick, kind of what you're saying, right? That because of Tukey, we don't think we really need them anymore. But also, I know they're not perfect, and they could be better, right? But the way they're designed now, they don't allow for downward movement either, right? So,
Right.
And there was at least one case, gosh, was it osteoporosis? I forget the measure in 23 stars where it all went down. Every threshold went down 5 points, and it should have gone down more and been more favorable for plans, but it wasn't allowed to because of the guardrail. So I think the way they're designed now, they're not perfect. And I say perfect. I guess they're perfect in their definition. They prevent upward and downward movement, but if I'm a plan, I would love them to allow for downward movement. If the whole industry goes down, why not let the measure go down? But you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? So
but that's kind of what I'm talking about. I think what it's going to take to move things more than 5 points in a Tukey environment, you have to see a massive shift across the industry. And it's very likely, it's just as likely, if not more, to see that shift being downward because of something impacting it. And in that case, a guardrail would artificially keep you at a lower star rating. So I hear what you're saying, Melissa, and I got to tell you, when you were saying it, I'm like, maybe I'm thinking about this maybe the wrong way. But I mean, just from a math standpoint, I mean, I'm as much of a math path as there is out there, just like you. And to me, Tukey feels like it will correct that piece. And I feel you on, just knowing that we at least have to get to here. But I think that the Tukey actually has some protections in there as well that the guardrails somewhat take away.